recording.
Okay.
And welcome. I hope everyone is alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic about life and living, and ready to have a fantastic time of learning and growing. I am Elizabeth Green, and I am an intuitive life coach. And I'm also the founder of the Indigo Institute of Nevada. Today on Perfectly Imperfect, we are going to talk about EMFs. And if you've never known what those are, my guest and I will be sharing with you Monica Riley. Riley, right?
Yes, that's correct.
You know how you get accustomed to calling people by their first name.
Right.
Is my guest today, and she is very versed on EMFs and how to protect and what they are, what the symptoms are, and how they protect. So we are going to be talking about that. My co-host should be hopping in just a minute, but we're going to go right ahead. One of the things with Perfectly Imperfect, I am committed to making sure that I share information that will both inspire and instruct you on how to live your best life now. And we have been going through a series of, this is my 10th show, and I'm really happy about this. Yeah, we have been going through a series of talking about what do you want? What do you want? And one of the things I noticed as we started discussing what do you want, that most people were having a very, very hard time with coming up with what they wanted. And the reason that they were having such a hard time is they had so many blocks that were there that were keeping them from really being able to decide on what they wanted. So we looked at some of those blocks. We looked at the mental blocks. We looked at the emotional blocks. Last week we examined how those blocks can prevent us from really tapping into our intuitive ability. And today we're going to look at some of those physical blocks that also affect us from really living our best life now. But before I get into the meat of the material, I want to make sure I let you know how to get in touch with me and be able to further any information that you might want to find out about. As I said, I'm Kay Elizabeth Green. You can always find me on my Facebook page, or you can tweet me at K Elizabeth Green, or you can join me. Hi, Anna. Thanks for joining. You can always join me on my website, Indigo Institute of Nevada. And if you've always been wondering if you're an Indigo or not, I'm not going to spend our time today to address that particular topic, but you can always go to my website, which I have a very short quiz there and a nice PDF that will explain what an Indigo is. Thanks, Anne-Marie, for shouting it out. And anybody that's here, please do go ahead and tell a little birdie, let the people know on Facebook that we're here and we are started. So let me go ahead and get rolling, because we've got so much information, and I see I have a couple of guests that are really going to give us some real good information. Let me introduce you to our first guest, which is Monica. But before I do that, Monica, let me have Anne Marie come on to the seat for two. Hi, Anne. How are you? Anna?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good.
I'm going to change screen so I'm looking at you there.
Okay. And Anna is very versed on EMFs also. So first of all, let me talk about when I say EMFs, get my little notes over here. We're talking about electric and magnetic fields that are invisible areas of energy, often referred to as radiation. Now, one of the things that why I thought this was so important, being a sensitive, I am very, very susceptible to the energies, both in the spirit realm and our physical realm. And I've always known I was very, very sensitive to these energies, but it wasn't until just recently, as I started spending a lot of time in front of the computer, that it really emphasized how susceptible I was to these energies, and I thought it was very important to talk about this. About a month ago, I found myself having numbness in the side of my face. I found that my arm was all numb. And I was like, what's happening? This is very unusual for me to have a health challenge. And I went to a open house, and that's where I met Monica. And I was telling Monica, I was like, oh, my arm is numb, my face is numb. She said, well, what have you been doing? I said, well, I've been spending so much time in front of the computer, and I've been doing this and I've been doing that. She said, well, you know about EMFs, don't you? I said, yeah. She said, well, perhaps that might be what's affecting you. And she shared some essential oils, which I have been rubbing myself down with.
Very good, very good.
Which have made a big difference in my ability to do my work here in front of the computer. Also, what I have done is, because I know I'm susceptible to these energies, I've always had crystals that are, I have my computer surrounded by crystals, but that was not enough in order to protect me against all of these energies that were showing up. And with the oils, you now see I'm wearing a lot of hematite and magnetic bracelets to allow me to be able to sit in front of this computer and do what I love to do, which is to share information. So I'm going to turn it over to Monica first and have Monica share with us, and she's going to tell us about herself. So, Monica.
Okay, thank you, Liz. So first, I'd like to say a great big namaste to all of our viewers and listeners today. I am Monica Bickerstaff Riley, and I am your self-proclaimed Fountain of Youth guru. And what that means is that I am a certified holistic health practitioner and coach with clinical experience as a certified aromatherapist and master herbalist. I am an intuitive, and I have the ability to feel someone's energies, look at someone, and diagnose disease in the body. And then I coach women and men to live your best life now, to restore your vim, vigor, and vitality. And as Liz mentioned earlier, I actually prepare my own proprietary blends. So I gifted Liz a sample, and she was like, whoa, this is really working. And so we've established a wonderful relationship in just a month. And she is a supporter of mine, and I am a supporter of hers.
Yes, because it has made a true difference. And before you go on, Monica, Anna, what it's Anne-Marie?
Anna Mariah.
And Mariah, would you just share, because I got an email from Anne Mariah about this, because she is also very, you see all of the crystals behind her. Why don't you share briefly? And then
did you see a few of those?
We have, all of us have our crystals.
Hey, it makes a big,
when I first started, I bought a 3-way screen so I could hide all this, and I thought, this is kind of an interesting background.
Yes, it's beautiful.
So I just leave it up there. Yeah, I'm a gemstone empath and an empath. So, but I also, in addition to making my own jewelry, I work for the Bioelectric Shield Company and have for 22 years, because it changed my life way back then. Because I'm super sensitive to other people's energy, and then, which was my big thing then, but now with all the EMF and all this stuff, it's worse. And what I found, what we've discovered is people that are sensitive already are even more sensitive frequently to the electromagnetic radiation. So it's just throwing everybody's energy off in a lot of crazy ways, and a lot of different symptoms are showing up. And right now we're calling it the double whammy. So you're already highly sensitive to other people's energy, and now you've got the Wi-Fi and your cell phone next to you and all this stuff, and can't figure out what's wrong.
Okay. Yeah, because electromagnetic fields are all around us, no matter where you live these days. They're coming from the power lines. They're coming from television, from our household electrical wiring, from appliances, from microwaves, and everybody, including children nowadays, have cell phones or have tablets that they're using. And the 5 most common symptoms that you're being affected by it is skin itching, confusion, poor concentration, fatigue, headaches, and chest pain. So go ahead, Monica. I'm going to throw it back over to you.
Okay. I'd also like to throw in one that I'm noticing a lot, and that we are all noticing but are not actually vocalizing and identifying. But EMFs also contribute, or may contribute, to personality dysfunction and personality disorder. That is, when we have all of this energy that is coming into our bodies, and let's remember that our skin is our largest organ, and it covers over 70% of our beings, of our body temples. So on a daily basis, at any given second, we are absorbing not only EMFs from the channels that Liz mentioned, but also just getting up and doing our daily health routines. If you have a radio in your shower, if you are still using a microwave, these are things where we are absorbing them. And I am convinced, and I am saying today, that EMFs, because of the brain fatigue and fog, because of the itching and physical discomforts, that affects your mind and your personality. So you do have some acting out, some personality dysfunction, some disconnect, some ADHD type behavior that we all experience because of these EMFs.
Yes, I agree with you. as a former special education teacher, I knew that there was more than just my children not being able to, now, and I said children, students not being able to concentrate. There were other things that were contributing to this. And EMFs are definitely one of those things that I feel are definitely contributing to it, Monica.
Right. Even in my other life as a college professor, I'm seeing that with my students more and more every semester, the inability to concentrate, the need to have to move and fidget in the seats. And these are students, I work at a junior college. So these are students that range in age anywhere from 18 to 48, 50 years old. And it's affecting all of us and our abilities to just be solid, just be peaceful, internally peaceful.
Here comes my co-host on. Welcome, Karen. We've gone ahead and just started.
I'm so happy you did. Thank you so much. I am so sorry. Technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. I apologize for dropping in so late.
No problem. That's what Tiffany was saying, but we're going to keep on and hope that this is not a total thing, that we are recording well. But Monica, as you were sharing, go ahead and...
Well, I was saying that there is a strong susceptibility of all of us, of all ages, as we absorb EMFs and as it affects our attention spans, our ability to focus and concentrate, even our conversations. Have you noticed nowadays that you can literally be in the same household, maybe one person upstairs, one person downstairs, or even in rooms next to each other, and we're not physically getting up, moving our legs, and going in to speak to that person. We are actually texting the person or calling the person from a cell phone or a tablet. So it has really permeated how we function and how we relate to our human selves personally, but also how we relate to our human selves externally. And by that I mean EMFs, as we equate them to modern technology, cell phones, tablets, computers, Macs. The more and more we use them, the less and less we physically interact with each other. And the more and more our personalities, whatever we are born with personality-wise, it changes because we have the ability to start to become more introverted and exclusive, meaning into ourselves, and internal. And we are really social beings. So it's really kind of taking us out of ourselves.
I agree totally. Now, Anna, what about you?
Well, what I was just hearing in my little head was part of that is also because the EMF is making us so much more sensitive. A lot of us who are already sensitive to other people's energy are just finding it harder and harder to be around other people and stay focused, or not just get overwhelmed, when before it was pleasurable, and now it's kind of like, wow, that's just too much energy and I don't want to do that. And so it works both ways.
Yes, now it's painful in a way, or now we feel more, at least I know, there's certain things that I have to do when I'm out in public, when I'm speaking in public, to kind of protect myself more so than I used to. I've got crystals on all over from head to toe. All of my chakra points are protected by crystals. My essential oil blends, my proprietary blends, I'm rubbing oils all over consistently. And if I'm in class teaching, I literally have a crystal garden that I keep on my podium when I'm teaching. So yes, Anna Maria, you're exactly correct and on point. sometimes it's more painful to be outside than it is just to be inside.
And Karen, we're talking about those electromagnetic frequencies that will affect us. And have you found that you also are affected by it, being a sensitive?
I'm on the opposite side. No. No, I guess, when I heard Monica, hi Monica, speaking, I guess this is
Hello,
why
Karen.
people are like that. And they probably want to know what's wrong with her when I'm outside, because I'm a social butterfly. I'm always friendly and open to people. So, and I have noticed what she's speaking of, but I work from home, so I'm mostly working by myself. And I'm very interactive because I've got 5 other family members that also lives here with me. And lots of them are, most of them are introverts. I think my dad and myself are the extroverts. My husband, my 2 sons, and my mom. They're not, and I used to say, they're not friendly people. When you meet them, they're friendly, but they're not really friendly people if you get to really, really know them. They don't go out of their way. Like my mom would meet somebody and I would say to her, did you get her number? She's like, no. I'm like, get her number and call her. And she would be like, why? I'm like, because you're meeting a new friend. And I get excited for her, but she's like, why? It's like, we're here already. Why bother?
Well, the EMFs, I think they affect me more. They're very, very subtle. They're very subtle. They are invisible because, like I was wondering why my skin was itching after spending a long time in front of the computer. I was wondering why I was getting headaches, why I was numb. And sometimes, and it might even go back to why your back is hurting. Depending on where you are using your computer and where that computer's energy is hitting you, it can affect anything that is weak. And one of the things that Monica picked up on, being such a medical intuitive, picking up right away when we first met, that it was hitting my thyroid. That my thyroid was being affected. And I spent 5 years working in the casinos, working in a hotel. The hotel here in Vegas is in the casino. And,
right.
And I noticed that I was getting all of these, I was becoming weak. My health was being totally affected. And just like you said, using different crystals all over me when I was going into that environment, it still was not enough because there was so much energy there that it still was not enough to protect me and protect me as well as I would have liked that. I see that, and I think she probably, Mariah had a problem with her computer. I'm sure she'll sign back on once she reboots and everything else like that. But becoming aware of what these problems you might be experiencing is important. Tiffany, type in and let me know. Have you, we've got a couple other people here. If you've ever experienced or are aware of being affected by these subtle, invisible energies that can drain you.
And, let me say, just walking through a casino, being bombarded and literally assaulted by all of the slot machines and the people and the energies, your chakra meridians, your energy meridians, which are wheels, we have 7 chakras, which should always be open and functioning at their optimal. And just walking into even a supermarket, when you have the EMFs coming from the type of lighting in supermarkets that's necessary to maintain fresh produce or refrigeration or fresh meats, those things are necessary preservatives, the lighting, necessary preservatives for our food that we consume. However, if we're spending time in a supermarket, if we're spending time in a store, it not only affects our personalities and causes us to be introverted. Let me be clear on this. It also affects our personalities in ways where we, as I mentioned earlier, we may act out. We may have more of a semblance of a teeter-totter personality that's like maybe 1 minute we're introverted and the next minute or 15 minutes later, we're very hyper. We're very hyper with our energies. What EMFs do to our bodies internally is they throw our natural energy off. And that's just a given. If you don't keep your chakra meridians clear at all times, and sometimes it's impossible to do that. For example, if you're traveling on airplanes, a train, even in your car, right? You have EMFs hitting you in your car too. Mm-hmm. Your energy is affected. So we have to find ways. Look, we have 7 chakra points. Even if we can keep 4 out of the 7 functioning optimally at any given moment, at least we are more in balance than we are out of balance.
You know, I found myself, especially when I was working in the hotel, of closing them down, that I only kept the root and the top one open, and I closed the rest down because it was like I was so inundated by all of these energies that were hitting me. Even with wearing all the protection that I was wearing, I still had to shut down some of those.
Right. Exactly. And that's understandable. And you were right to keep the root. We always have to keep our root chakras functioning. That provides our security, our protective feeling, our stability. And it's good if you have an open crown chakra. That's where your intuition comes into play. But I also work with clients, especially who are either grieving or PTSD survivors and thrivers, folks who might have some sort of dysfunction in a family unit. I also like to recommend that you keep your heart chakra open and your throat chakra open. Our ability to forgive and receive love is very important to combating any issues with EMFs. And also our throat chakra, which is how we communicate and express ourselves to others. Those two are also very important. So if you have your root, your crown, your heart, and your throat, you know, the rest you can kind of work with.
Definitely. Now we have a question, call-in question of how many crystals do you need and how do we keep our chakras clear?
Oh, perfect segue into what I'd like to speak more about. If you are looking at maintaining open meridian channels, open chakras, our energy points, you need 7 crystals. Let me just go through, starting with the root. The root chakra is equated with the color red. It's a grounding chakra. It literally is like a tree, our roots. Everything else stems from our roots, right? So red, if you have a weak root chakra, that means that you might be feeling financial insecurities, some sort of physical imbalance. A lot of people who are chronically dealing with challenges like MS and lupus, your body is literally off balance a little bit. You want to stabilize your root chakra. Stones and crystals for stabilization always are the bloodstone, azurite, and the color red. If you can wear a lot of red, even if it's just literally draping a scarf on your shoulders or wearing a red lipstick, that helps to bring your focus to your root chakra. And then next we have our sacral chakra. Our sacral chakra is our creative energy. It is our sexual energy in both men and women. And the color associated with our sacral chakra is orange. So one of the crystals that I love for balancing sacral chakra is citrine. Citrine is also a prosperous crystal. It brings money and abundance into your life and into your home. So for sacral chakra, which is our second chakra, the color orange, I see, Karen, you have beautiful hues and shades of orange in your background as well as what you're wearing. People who are attracted to oranges and yellows and fawn colors, tawny colors, are highly creative people, and their sensitivities are expressed through their creativities. And then we have our solar plexus chakra. Now, this is the most important. If you are empathic or intuitive or an indigo spirit, you must keep your solar plexus chakra balanced 24/7. I'll tell you why. It is located on the left side of your body, beneath your rib cage, above your adrenal glands. So it's literally in the center of your body. That's where you absorb everyone's energies. And that's where, if you are blocked there, you may have issues, usually digestive issues, gut issues. You might be gluten sensitive. You might have celiac disease. You might have Crohn's disease or IBS. You might have any type of digestive issue if you have a blocked solar plexus chakra. You may also find that you're easily agitated. Your skin may itch. You may develop a rash. Oftentimes you have lymphatic issues. Your lymphatic system is not working properly or draining properly. The color for your solar plexus chakra is the beautiful color yellow. Bright and sunny. You want to make sure that you have yellow near you when you are balancing your solar plexus chakra. A wonderful crystal for your solar plexus chakra, or wonderful stone, is tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is literally an intuitive stone. Hematite as well is a protective stone. So these are stones and crystals that are very important for your solar plexus. I can't speak enough about your solar plexus chakra, those of you who are empaths and intuitives. Next, where am I going? I'm going to my heart. So I mentioned a little while ago, your heart chakra is very important to keeping your body open to receive love, but also to forgive. People who have blocked hearts are often dysfunctional in the ways that they are easily agitated. They might have anger issues. They might have, when we look at mental health issues, you have people with bipolar issues who may have a blocked heart chakra. Heart chakra, when it's open, allows you to forgive. It allows you to embrace those that you come into contact with. It's our humanity. It's the core of our spirit. It's what we want to see more of, more open heart chakras, especially these days when we have so much that's happening in our communities.
And Monica, yes. I also want to tag onto that open heart chakra, because a lot of us are givers.
Yes.
We give. But yes, it's important that we also have the back of our chakra open, our heart chakra, that we learn how to receive. I run into so many of my clients that are blocked at that level, you know, and because that is the bridge, they're blocked because they don't know how to receive the energy.
And it's easy to be blocked. If we're grieving the loss of a friend or family member or pet member of our families, our heart automatically is blocked. if we have suffered through some sort of trauma, any type of trauma to our spirits and to our minds, to our bodies, we will have your heart immediately shuts down. If you've loved greatly and lost heavily, your heart may be closed until you are able to open and receive love from a partner or from even a family member. The color for our hearts is green. So if you find that you have a blocked heart, you want to wear green. It's crucial to know that I always wear rose quartz is the heart, is the gemstone, is the quartz stone for an open heart. Rose quartz is the stone of love, literally. So you want to always have somewhere rose quartz on your person, in your space, green, somewhere to focus on. That's to help to keep your heart open, especially during these holiday periods where people may be getting on your nerves. You want to have your heart, definitely, you want to keep your heart chakra open. Next, I'd like to speak importantly about your throat chakra. That's how we express ourselves. Many people who have blocked throat chakras don't express themselves well, or you may see that they are kind of reclusive individuals. They don't like to interact with anybody. It's also very difficult for them to interact with themselves. The beautiful turquoise gemstone is the stone for the throat. The turquoise gemstone allows us to open our lung capacity, our respiratory cavity, so that we can speak and express ourselves well. The color of the throat chakra is blue. So you want to have blue on your person or wear beautiful blue turquoise if you have an issue with expressing yourself. And then we come to my favorite chakra point, which is the third eye. The third eye is purple, is amethyst, is indigo. The third eye is associated with our ability to internally quiet ourselves through meditation, to absorb knowledge from people that we come into contact with. Our third eye is our intuition. So literally, if our third eye is blocked, you know your intuition is going to be off. That gut feeling, we may not be reading properly. The third eye, amethyst crystal you want to have with you or on your person, wearing it close to your heart at all times to keep your third eye open. And then the white light, the purifier, the purity, the crown chakra, that is the open chakra where you have all of your spiritual enhancements. I call them enhancements. Mm-hmm. The ability to read people and to trust. Your crown chakra is your ability to trust your intuition, to trust your indigo, to trust your empathic self, and to also have the fortitude to share with others. So our crown chakras, the white light, it is the purifier. It is white. I have a very large piece of clear quartz. Amethyst is also wonderful for your, yes, is also wonderful to keep your crown chakra open. I can't speak enough about amethyst. If you invest in two crystals, invest in amethyst and invest in rose quartz, because those two crystals, oh, and turquoise, oh, and citrine. Okay, 4 crystals. Those will cover you and also bring into your life prosperity and abundance. So that's just the answer about the stones. We haven't even talked about essential oils yet.
I knew that there was
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
Okay.
Please don't.
And Mariah?
Yes.
Now we just went
Okay.
through because we were answering the question of how many crystals do you need and how do you keep your chakras clear. And Monica was going through each of the chakras and sharing exactly which crystals she uses. What about yourself? Is there anything that you wanted to add to that? Because I do want to get to the oils and I do want to get to the BioShield.
And I want to hear more about the oils too. But one thing I found with the chakras also is that I work a lot with gemstone combinations. And so I found that, like, if you're speaking and you really want to speak from your heart and your intuition, to wear the 3 stones together. So it's like bringing together the heart, the throat, and the third eye, so that you're bringing all that in. And one of the things I really like are some of the agate pendants that have more than one color, so they bring them all together. And the first time I saw somebody put on one that had like 4 or 5 colors, I was looking at them and going, oh my God, this is amazing. It brings together all these different aspects, so you can really speak from all those parts of you, and it all brings it together, and it's rather juicy.
Is that what this is? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking around because I have my big screen behind, but you're on my cell phone because my computer was locked up for a while.
Okay.
And I can't see you very well on my phone.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that, but you said, yes, it is. Right?
That looks like ruby inzoestite, which is a really beautiful heart chakra stone.
And that is exactly where I have been led to place it. I wear it in my bra.
Yeah, I would too.
When I go out.
Oh, I love other people that put big stones in their bra.
Oh, definitely. No doubt. I have the whole gemstone field in my bra, both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel sorry for the really, really flat, skinny people that don't have room in there to put them without them really sticking out.
Yeah. you have to, pad yourself accordingly.
Absolutely.
But I also like fluorite. How do you feel about fluorite? Fluorite is a healing stone. And it also includes all of those beautiful colors that different variations of colors. I love fluorite.
Yeah, and it's also good for working with the electromagnetic radiation, but it's also just like super mental clarity as well.
Yes.
Tiffany says
absolutely
that the comments on the side, when I start pulling stones out of my boobs, people always laugh.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I usually pull my bioelectric shield out of my bra, and people are like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but
you wanted to see one.
Right, but I love this forum because we all understand each other, right? I mean, it's nothing to say that we're wearing stones and they're in our bra.
No.
I mean,
we have them in our bras.
Look, where else are we going to put them?
Oh.
Guys have to find creative places to put theirs, but
exactly.
Years ago, I used to travel and do Whole Life Expo, and I would be guided before I went to each different city to wear different stones.
Yes. Because it's all different.
To help balance out. Yeah.
Yes.
And I would frequently be really surprised as I'm picking up this and going, I don't usually use these.
Yes, it's funny because I'm from New York originally, and when I go back home to New York, I literally have maybe there you go, 10 stones in my bra, and I'm wearing various clothing of different colors. Because every city, that's such a great point. Every city has its own energy. I live in Las Vegas now. That's a different energy.
Wow.
But it's you have to arm yourselves accordingly, I would say.
Well, when I travel with way too many clothes because you never know if it's a green day or a black day or a blue day.
Exactly.
It makes a difference. Well, going back to our EMFs, I want to, I just saw Tiffany typed in a message. Maybe Karen, you can pop out and let Tiffany ask that question, but I'm gonna hop over here to Monica. The essential oils, I want you to go ahead and share about those, and then I want to do the bio shield, so that we are definitely sharing preventive measures to utilize this.
Okay, right. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, I am a clinically trained certified aromatherapist and master herbalist, and I blend my own oils. And I actually have an oil blend called Protection, and that is the blend that Liz now wears daily,
all over
from
my
head
body.
to toe. And going back to our chakras and essential oils that are essential to nurture and nourish our chakras, again, let's start with our root chakra. Ginger essential oil is wonderful for your root chakra. Ginger essential oil, it is a supportive oil. It is a rooted oil. Again, we're talking about our root chakra. So that in and of itself is one of our grounding oils, is ginger. And then as we move up to our sacral chakra, again, that is the chakra that rules our sexual energies, our hormones. Two wonderful essential oils for our sacral chakra are ylang ylang, which is also an androgen, which means that both men and women can benefit from ylang ylang. And also clary sage, which is an essential oil that balances our hormones. Clary sage also provides us with specific insights. So it's one of those oils that works from the root to the tip. And then when we get to our solar plexus chakra, it will probably be no surprise to you all that I recommend that you use in a carrier oil if you're blending peppermint essential oil by itself. Peppermint essential oil, rosemary, blended in a carrier oil like grapeseed or jojoba oil. Rub daily on your solar plexus area. That helps to keep your digestive tract balanced. It helps to maintain your adrenal glands, and it just really helps to support your solar plexus chakra. And then, of course, no surprise when we get to the heart, I love to talk about rose essential oil or rose absolute and jasmine essential oil. These are oils of love. These are oils of attraction. You can't help but wear rose absolute and or jasmine. Combination, be careful when you leave your house because you are going to attract people. Again, these are also wonderful oils that you can wear by themselves as fragrances, and rub them at your neck and over your heart to help to keep your heart open. The oil for your throat chakra, when you're looking at oils for your throat, which one did I want to talk about? Oh yes, tea tree oil, also known as melaleuca. This is an oil that supports your lungs and your respiratory system, your circulatory system. These are all crucial ways in which we have to speak, how we communicate. Tea tree oil is an antiseptic. So sometimes if you're feeling a little bit salty on that particular day, you might want to rub your throat with tea tree oil to balance how you speak to people so that you don't speak with a sharp tongue, right? Sometimes we have that issue. And you don't want to be snappish with people. So tea tree oil for your throat chakra. And then when we get to our third eye, there are a few essential oils. I love for the third eye frankincense. I'll do the third eye and crown chakras together because I love frankincense and myrrh These are ancient oils that we hear about in the Bible, the Old Testament. They've been around forever. We know that they have many medical uses, but frankincense and myrrh combined together, that is the epitome of optimal intuition, insight, and ascension. So if you want to maintain an open third eye, which you should want to, and an open crown, frankincense and myrrh daily, just apply at your third eye, massage into your scalp, voila, there you go.
I burn those on a regular basis.
Yes, you can diffuse oils as well, so they can be absorbed into your whole body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I do a lot.
Yeah. Tiffany, how are you? You had a question about the type of stones that you were using, right?
No, not really a question about those stones. I'm pretty good. The essential oils is what I'm moving into. And so I haven't actually started using the one, but I do have like an oil that has labradorite in it, which I love.
Oh,
And I
nice.
usually because I do Reiki, so usually before I work on my clients, I usually put it around my crown and put it around my heart and my throat, just as a protection oil. And I definitely want to start getting more. But like my stones, I was listening, and I specifically got kyanite and muakkite before I left to go to South Africa, because I know that those are like kyanite instantly aligns your chakras. And so I was sitting here listening, and for the last day or so, I've been having trouble kind of catching a full breath. And so when Monica was talking about the balancing of the solar plexus, I was like, okay. And then I realized I took my necklace off 2 days ago, and I'm like, that's what it is. Okay. So yeah, I'll just stick that back on real fast and be good. But
yes, and also Tiffany, lapis lazuli is wonderful for balancing immediately. If you place it around the neck, that brings everything into alignment. And you are absolutely intuitively spot on with lavender. I forgot to mention lavender. I feel that lavender is one of the most important essential oils. It has so many variations and so many levels to it, but it is a protective oil. It's a nourishing and nurturing oil. And it also helps us spiritually and mentally if we have suffered through any type of trauma. And as a Reiki healer, energy healer, it's wonderful to apply to yourself, your arms, your wrists, the top of your heels, and the inside of your ankles, which is where our feminine hormones are, the inside of our ankles, to keep that balance before you work with a client.
Now, Anne Mariah, I do want to get in, we may go a couple of minutes over about the BioShield, because I was introduced to this, and I don't know if somebody has music in the background. If you
I don't.
Okay.
No, it's not me.
a train.
Oh.
It's a train.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
It does. Oh, okay.
It's right there.
Okay. What was I saying about the
shield?
About the shield. I used the shield 10 years ago, and then I forgot about utilizing it until just recently. And the reason I went with the oils and the crystals are the shield is very costly, but it does work well.
It does.
Tell us about the shield.
Okay, the shield is a pendant that you can wear, and it has a matrix of all natural crystals inside that have been activated in a special crystal room. So it's really powerful. And what's interesting is you could hold the same crystals in your hand, and they do a little bit, but when they're in this matrix, they work differently with your whole energy field. And so when you're wearing it, it's balancing your energy, and it's also deflecting both the electromagnetic radiation and other people's energy. And so for those of us who are really sensitive, it's amazing. I mean, it's like just my stories on the Bioelectric Shield website. And it was really dramatic because I was working with somebody that was bipolar at the time, and I just couldn't maintain. And a week after putting on the shield, she went off on me, and I just looked at her and I said, well, why don't we take up this discussion at another time when you're willing to be nice to me, and we can have a real discussion. And I walked away going, oh my God, that's the most empowering thing I've ever done. It was just totally like night and day. But what we found that now with, so much EMF around, there's, like you were mentioning earlier about people having mental issues and emotional issues. And some of the most dramatic was one teenage girl that had tried to commit suicide several times. Her mother ordered one of the heart shields, and she said 5 weeks later, her daughter walked into the room and said, I feel amazing.
Okay.
And,
Mike asked if you would put the link down,
yes,
so that everybody can get it. And also, Monica, I do want you to type in your information, because you can order the oils from Monica. I'm lucky enough that she's here in Vegas, that she is sharing it with, I can run over to her house and say, give it to me. But
membership does have its privileges, huh? I came up a little late because I was frozen, so I have a question. I'm getting ready to purchase several more because I do believe in them. But did you guys talk about the Himalayan pink salt lamp?
I love those.
No, we didn't.
Yes, because those, to me, I think are as essential as crystal. I sleep with one beside my bed, and I know I bought one for my dad because my dad he had prostate cancer, and he's dealing with diabetes. To put it beside the bed because it, of course, emits negative ions. And so that actually breaks up the free radicals and helps protect you from electromagnetic energies from your computers and cell phones and things of that nature. And it actually purifies and cleans the air.
Now, is it the Himalayan salt is what you're talking about?
Himalayan pink salt. There's a rock salt lamp. You can see mine right there,
Okay.
kind of, I think.
Okay.
But yeah. I sleep with that. It never goes off. And of course, the bigger they are or the more you have, then it really
they're nice.
Your air. And it calms your environment and helps you to be much more tranquil. Everyone in your house to be more tranquil as well. But definitely it helps with your breathing and allergies and stuff like that too.
Okay.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It also aligns your energy and gets rid of the negative energy ions out of any room or any field. Those lamps are wonderful.
Oh, time to go
Time
back
to get a lamp, right?
Lamps, I believe in the salt. You can actually buy the salt slab and cook with it. I actually use my food. I use it as a detox. One of the things, like I said, I did with my father is, of course, you can get it ground up. And when he was here visiting me for his foot soak, I would put it in his foot soak, and then the water was black because it was pulling out so much toxins out of his system. So it's a very, very powerful astringent, and it still has 88 minerals in it. It hasn't been stripped of the minerals that salt comes with. So iodized salt and even sea salt are stripped of the natural minerals that help heal us, because we know we actually need salt in our bodies, and Himalayan pink salt is good for all that. So much stuff. You make your body scrub, like I do everything with it.
Yes.
I've seen it as the salt that you can utilize, but I didn't know it came like as far as a lamp. So definitely when you've used it to
you want a lamp.
Okay, I will go out looking and find different to add it to my arsenal, because I think it's really critical that just like with the emotions that we can't see but we feel, just like with the thoughts that we can't see but we feel, EMFs are the same way. And if you if you are sensitive to energy, you need to be aware of it. It's affecting your health. If it is, if you're having confusion, if you're having memory loss, if you're having poor concentration, if you're feeling fatigued, these are all symptoms that it might be affecting you. So looking at all of the ways that you first need to be aware of it before you can work on something. If you're aware of it, then you can become conscious as to, okay, this is affecting me. Let me look at the different ways that I can use to protect myself. Be it oils, be it crystals, be it a combination of both, be it a bioshield or whatever it is, we need to be very aware that there are tools that can assist us in being able to get grounded so that we can live a joy-filled life. It's very hard to have a good life if you have things that are affecting you. Tiffany, I'm looking at the time. Can I have you pop out so I can have my dear co-host pop back in for just a second?
Sure, no problem. Thank you for having me on always. Just one quick question. Anna Maria, where are you located?
I'm in Southern Oregon.
Okay. All right. Bye, ladies. It's been great. Monica,
okay, bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, are you on tonight, Tiffany? Tiffany does the show.
Yeah, I believe so. My guest that I was going to have, I had to reschedule. So I may need you to be my guest tonight. I'll let you know a little bit.
Send me a link. Okay. Karen, hop back in for just a minute because I just wanted to she said this is her listening day, but Karen is always here supporting me as I'm doing my show, which is always very helpful. Karen, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask or to input into today's discussion at all?
Oh, today was so full. It was, great information. something I did not know. And so I'm just sitting here taking it all in.
Okay. Yeah. I realized that I had two experts coming, both being empaths, so that they could definitely share their knowledge, that this was going to be a full day. And ladies, maybe I'll have to have you come back and share some more of your knowledge, because
I'd love to.
Great. Because it's been a real good day. Even though I know some of this, I've learned a whole lot. I hope those that are listening to the replay will be getting information. And those of you who have joined us in person have gotten information that first, you're aware of what's going on. Two, you have found different ways that you can address what's going on. Both of my guests, Monica and Anna Maria, have given their information so that you can follow up with them. And if you need, and to follow up with me again, K. Elizabeth Green, and you can find me on Facebook or Twitter at the same title, or at my website, which is Indigo Institute of Nevada. Tiffany's last comment is stones are amazing. Yes.
Yes.
She's saying that her chakras are already realigning. And I know that is one of the reasons I wore this today, because I knew with so much energy flying around, when two or more are gathered together, and especially when you have so many intuitives and empaths, that this would be a very powerful show. I made sure I wore the crystal that would allow me to be able to communicate effectively as possible. Ladies, want to ask you if you have one more thing that you'd like to leave our listeners with. I'll start with you, Anna Mariah.
I was just going to say, over the Christmas season, it's really even more important to try to stay protected and balanced, because other people's anxiety and fear and loneliness and all of that really comes into play, because you're not only dealing with your own stuff, but just the angst in general, because it's such a mixed bag of feelings and emotions during this time of year. And even people that are friends that are normally balanced will call me and say, I don't know what's wrong. I'm just feeling so awful. And I'm like, okay, get your shield, grab some crystals, go out and stand on the earth or do something, because that's what's going on. Remember, it's Christmas. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And to tack onto that, that is one reason that the next couple of shows, all the December shows, I'm going to be talking about that, how to stay balanced. I had such a beautiful Thanksgiving, and I had such a beautiful Thanksgiving is because I made a choice to have it. We started very high with Karen on her show, and I ended up with family members, and you realize the family is the family that you pull together. Yes. It's not necessarily the one you're born into. And so we're going to really, for all of December, talk about that. Monica, one last thing.
Yes, if you like what I've shared with you today, please reach out to me at sistersage888@aol.com, and I can help you with my proprietary essential oil blends, custom oil blends, any type of health or mental health issue that you may be challenged by. And Liz, we have a salt room here in Las Vegas. We have to go sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's a Himalayan pink salt room. It accommodates up to 10 people, but you can book it individually or share it with a friend, a session with a friend, and it literally recharges to the 2.0 level.
Okay, I will definitely have to do that.
Yes.
I think I read about it and was curious about it, but I haven't actually been there myself, so I'm definitely going to have to do that. Oh, I want to mention, Monica has this great blends of oil for your hair. If you're feeling like your hair is thinning out and not the same as it used to be, a month ago when I started rubbing my chest, as I started rubbing down my chest with the essential oils for protection, she also shared the oils for hair growth, her hair elixir. Fabulous.
Ooh. Yes.
Fabulous.
And it works on all hair types. Anybody, man, woman, child can use it. If you have thinning hair, if you just want to continue to grow your hair healthy, if you have balding spots, especially with men, it's been working. I've been getting miracle testimonials. If you have where locks or braids and your edges are frayed and you've got balding spots because those braids and locks are heavy, again, it works wonderfully well with men and women, all ethnicities, all hair types.
And I've used it just for a month, and it tremendously, as far as being nice and thick, and just I see a difference in a month. So much so that I've got a couple of people here that using it, specifically a friend who has locks, so that they can see the difference. So just wanted to make sure I added that in, because it is fabulous.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you.
Tiffany wants to know, before we go off, do you teach about essential oils, Monica?
Yes, I do, Tiffany. Yes. So, Tiffany, my dear spirit, reach out to me. We have a lot in common.
Okay. And anything, Karen, that you want to say as we're going off?
No, as I said, today is my listening day, but I'm certainly going to reach out for some oil because my mom hair is thinning out at the top. And she's always
Yes.
had thin hair, long hair, but thin. So she would
Yes.
appreciate that.
Oh,
Yes.
Very much so. So, yeah. But
perfect.
what you guys are talking about, really, really, really great stuff. As I said, some I knew before, but I learned so much today. And one of the things I will mention is, again, because I guess I work on my own by myself, I am in a little bubble, no doubt. So I have to be out doing some big training and stuff for some of my techs, and I just notice a lot of things that usually go over my head because I'm not there and dealing with it, and see how people responding. So when you guys start talking, I'm starting to look back at things and kind of put
Mm-hmm. You things that you just sort of passed over. Now you become aware that maybe there's something behind it. Maybe there might be something behind it. Well, again, I want to thank all of you ladies for all of your input. I want to thank those who have joined and those who will be listening in. Remember that all of December, one of the things that we definitely are going to talk about and give you tools of how to deal with that energy of the holidays between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of things.
There's a whole lot going on.
Yeah. And how to make the choice to have a fabulous, fabulous life now. I am Elizabeth Green. Remember, you can contact me at the Indigo Institute of Nevada or through my Facebook and Twitter page at K Elizabeth Green. And I'm going to leave you with my favorite point because I just love my favorite point, which is don't quit. And it goes this way. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. For life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us will someday learn. And many a failure turn about that might have won if they stuck it out. Success is just failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the cloud of doubt. And you never know how close you are. You may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. To everybody, I wish you light, love, and plenty of laughter along the way. I am Elizabeth. I'll see you back here next Tuesday at 10 a.m., giving you tips and strategies to live your best life now. Let me go ahead and pause my recording